Aquarius, I'm Eleanor and welcome to Peaches by Starlight Tarot. This is your third week of June reading and I am using the Bosch Tarot, which the meanings of these are sometimes as surreal as the imagery, so I kind of integrate that with the traditional. And at the end I am doing a pick a card using the power deck. So go ahead and set your attention if you think card 1, 2, or 3, or all 3 has a message for you, what it is that you need to hear. And this is just a general for the collective. So if you would like a private reading geared towards whatever's going on with you, my Etsy page is linked below. Your energies this week are the Two of Wands and in the world and not of the world. So that's going to be talking about in order to go down this new path towards this life that you want to create, it's going to be something totally new that you've never done before, never been before. And so there may be a need to overcome some conditioning and some patterning and some social, some of that formative, disinformative, misinformative constructs that have kind of become part of your consciousness, and needing to overthrow that and relook at some of that. So you have the Knight of Cups, the Two of Swords, the Two of Cups, and the King of Wands. And I wanted to talk about her here. The way fish, I feel the fish in the water are emotions. It's like she's commanding them and not controlling them, but harnessing them and steering them, and chooses and floats on her reactions to her emotions. It's like they're her army almost. They're helping her and guide and doing her bidding rather than being at their mercy. But that's just a side note. Anyway, this does feel, we're opening here with this Knight of Cups, and it feels like he's carrying his heart through two portals on his way to the King of Wands. A choice here, what seems like maybe an impossible choice, and a union with another. It's like finding your teammate almost, and then emerging as this King of Wands, which is going to be able to focus passion, being totally in your power, the ability to create actually this life that you envision of this Two of Wands. You're looking down this path, and this is who you want to see yourself as, who you want to be, how you want to feel at the end of it. And so, and he doesn't just, in this deck, achieve for himself. This king particularly is a way shower. So you aren't just going down this path, you're leading the way down this new path. It's like you're taking a machete into the jungle and clearing a path for others to go down where at the moment one doesn't actually yet exist. So you're going to have footsteps, be creating footsteps for someone else to follow, a wake for other people to follow. And so in the energy to take on this throughout this, the Knight of Cups communicates his emotions. So I'm talking about here, we got their emotions right here. All of this communicates emotions in a way that can be heard by the listener, speaking their language, using good use of metaphor, painting a vivid picture of what's going on within. And it's going to be vital to maintain that lens and maintain that communication and not get carried down into the mud by the triggering that's involved in this right here. This can be that the way we can sometimes become or take on or project what it is that we actually fear. And the Two of Cups in this deck refers to the transformation and the leveling up power of when we can do that, when we can sit with things and ride above them and ride them out and transform into this. And so that's where this comes in, because that's talking about maintaining the high road. These both here, all of these three, making a mess. Maintaining the high road by using awareness of your traumas and your triggers. So where this is talking about patterning and indoctrination, it can be more about traumas and triggers, what those triggers are wired to. I should say what trauma a trigger is wired to that can keep you from succumbing to it. Because that when the trigger goes off, if you aren't examining what memory it's wired to or what belief system or what core content that's wired to, we can just go off. We can assume that that's happening now. It's like all of a sudden the past is happening again in the moment. We're reliving that in the moment, and we get bogged down into the mud And so in order to ride it out, in order to see it through, in order to come down this new path and show other people the way, there is that sense of being able to be like, okay, I'm triggered. Why? Because this thing that happened that created this belief in me, how can I compare that to now and see that they are different and this is not then, and proceed in a new, differently, and make totally different choices. Because this right here is going to be talking about making totally different choices than the ones that led to where you are now. Making totally different ones and taking things in a new direction. And you can only do that if you understand the choices that you made up until this point and where they came from. And not be asleep at the wheel. All right, Aquarius. You tune into Aquarius really fast. All right, card 1 for Aquarius. I chose the Power deck because we have the King of Wands in your reading. So let's find out what you need for staying in your power for Aquarius. Card 1. Okay. That's the image. There's a lot going on there. It says balance. The structure. Oh, hey, hold on. Before I start talking. Look at that. It's a 2. 2 of Wands. 2 of Cups and 2 of Swords. 2. So we got something going on here. Anyways. The structure of your daily spiritual life must be built on a strong foundation in the physical world, like a pillar of selected shaman stones balanced carefully one on another. Take care of your body through diet and exercise. Express your strength in acts of power and bring greater awareness to the exchange of money. Protect and nourish your family and express your integrity by bringing balance into society and nature. Then you will be prepared in the physical for higher spiritual learning. Your being is like a spirit lodge, the foundation of which is rooted in physical manifestation, strong against the storms along the trail to higher consciousness. To take power, make your spirit available. Take your power and bring your physical and spiritual natures into balance. So with all of these 2s, there is that kind of duality and that balancing of the 2 energies. All right. Card 2. All right, there's your image right there. Creativity. Your creativity is like a story. It needs a voice, a way to be heard in the world. That's kind of like what I was talking about with this Knight of Cups. Creativity is part of your future life. People think that creativity is like stories, that it is outside of them, like truth or power, but it inhabits you like your own life force, and it animates your being. Creativity is within the crystal palace of your mind. You are about to go on a long journey. It is called your life. You will learn to heal the evil forces of darkness. That was right here, I think. Right here. You are a warrior in the fight against ignorance. And didn't I refer to her fish as an army? I think I did. The dark sorcerers in life are created within each of us when we live a life of unexpressed creativity, when we live someone else's truth and not our own. Define your own creativity and live that creativity in the world. All right. Card 3 for Aquarius. I don't use this deck very often. It's pretty involved. Card 3 for Aquarius. This image has pillars in it too. I think that's interesting. 31. Individuality. When the shield carrier reaches the top of the mountain, she never seeks approval because approval is based on doubt. Your strength and wisdom are celebrated in your unique ability to view the experience of life with new vision. So that's what I feel like was coming out right here. Power lies in individuality and the ability to see yourself through your own eyes and not through the eyes of another. To be in power, you must take your power and exist within your own individuality. All right, Aquarius, like, share, and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you in a week. Thank you.